Thank you. Tajahal. I hope I said it right. I hope I said hello, everyone. I'm really glad to be here at Beyond. Thank you for inviting me. It's such an honor for me to be at Macau and to be back to China. It's a lovely country, and we are having such an amazing experience here. My name is Filipe Estrela. I'm the head of innovation at Fidelidade, which is the biggest insurance company in Portugal. And today I want to tell you a bit more about how Portugal and China can and must innovate and collaborate together. So I will really briefly tell you about Fidelidade, who we are, why we are doing this, and then we will move to the pitches of our 3 Portuguese startups. And in the end, joining the startups, we will have the panel, a discussion with Mr. Haifeng and Mr. Zhang. So thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you enjoy our presentation. And so, moving to the first topic about innovation, we've seen amazing things going on here, and we know that these days, science fiction is becoming science facts. So things that we would see in movies like 10 years or 20 years ago, they now became reality. And for example, here in China, 5G is already everywhere, right? You can connect to the internet worldwide. AI is now such a big topic. And even in terms of quantum computing, I just read that here at a university in China, you are making breakthroughs and evolving a lot. So the way we solve and we analyze information will be much faster in the future. And we have many other examples. We just had a talk here about the brain-computer interfaces, nanobots, or even synthetic embryos. This is no longer going to be the future. This will going to be the present. And the thing is that the pace of change is exponential. Things are changing really, really fast, faster and faster. And this means that companies must innovate. If they don't act fast, they will become irrelevant, and we have already so many examples of companies that didn't succeed. And the key question here is whether you are excited about the future or whether you are worried about it. And me, I'm really excited about the future, and when we think about corporates, corporates must also ask this question, and at Fidelidade, I can tell you that we are also excited about this future. But before telling you about what we are doing and what we are doing with Fosun, let me tell you a bit more about Fidelidade. We are the 3rd oldest insurance company in the world, okay? We are already more than 200 years old. We were a Portuguese company owned by a bank, a Portuguese bank, and 10 years ago, Fosun acquired 85% of Fidelidade, and that was when we started to develop many initiatives together. In Portugal, we are very big. We have 30% market share, which is more than the second and the third player after us. And in terms of companies, we are a really big group. We have many national, international life and non-life and health insurance companies, but we also own many service companies, from assistance to auto repair. And in the healthcare, let me highlight Luxaúde, which is the biggest private hospital chain in Portugal, and we have over 15 hospitals there. And we are not only in Portugal, we are expanding, and we are now in more than 10 countries. We are also in Macau, here in China. And we know that what brought us here will not necessarily take us there. And what I mean is that we are here for 200 years old, we are in more countries, and we are market leaders in Portugal. But if we want to stay here for 200 more years, and if we want to be a relevant player, we need to understand that the world is changing. And our customers, they are more demanding. Breakthroughs in the DNA, or even what is going on in terms of mobility, will change the way we offer the products we offer our customers. And so that was when we at Fidelidade decided to create an innovation department. And in this innovation department, we really try to envision the future. So we are constantly looking for the most important trends in each ecosystem. We have a team that is dedicated to testing solutions, and they want to understand what our customers really want. We also sometimes have to build new solutions because we really want something more specific for our needs. And so we go ahead and we create our own teams that develop our own solutions. And when we find a startup or some solutions that are very interesting and that we believe in them, we also invest, and we have also venture capitals partners supporting us with this. And what I really wanted to tell you is that we are not doing this alone. We do believe in collaboration, and we really want to explore synergies with other corporates, with startups, with accelerators, with venture capitals, innovation centers, you name it, okay? And because of that, I'm really proud to tell you that this year we received the award of the European Innovator of the Year. So we were considered one of the most innovators in Europe, and we were competing against all European insurance companies and against banks, so we are really proud about it. And that's because we divided innovation into these three main blocks: open innovation, internal innovation, and the VC ecosystem. And today I just want to focus on the open innovation and tell you a bit more about what we are doing with Chinese companies and with startups. And so let me introduce you to Protecting. Protecting is our open innovation program, and it is not developed only by Fidelidade Group. It is also developed by our hospital in Portugal and in cooperation with Fosun and Fosun Foundation. This is one of the best examples of how a country in Europe can cooperate, collaborate, and innovate with China and with a Chinese big group as Fosun. And in this program, we are mainly looking for three tracks. We are looking for InsurTech, Health Tech, and other technological solutions that might help us improve our business. And we are looking for startups that may support us. And what I wanted to tell you also is that this is not a new program. This was created already almost 10 years ago when we had the first edition together with Fosun, and we have people here that developed and organized this first program. So thank you to all of you here. And now we are in the 6th edition, and we are really proud to tell you that more than 1,000 startups already applied to participate in this program for more than 60 countries. And we are really happy to have developed already more than 50 collaborations. And for this edition, we selected 14 promising startups, and we really wanted to give them more support, more benefits, more visibility, to really be involved with them. And so the startups that join our program, they have access to training with innovation experts, and this training can be face-to-face or remote, because some startups are not in Portugal, they are located elsewhere. We also offer them access to a wide group of mentors that can support them in their businesses, and we invite them for events like Beyond the Expo and other national and international events where they can pitch their solutions. And finally, one of the most exciting things about our program is the roadshow to China, and this year we selected 3 startups, and together with Fosun Foundation, we are now doing this roadshow. We came all over the world, from Portugal to China, and we are now here for 9 days in 3 different cities, and we are having multiple meetings and interactions, getting to know Fosun Group, other associations, and participating in events, meeting with investors. This has been a great opportunity, not only for me, but also for the startups. And just to finish my introduction, let me just show you a short video of the Protecting program so you get to understand the vibe of this program.
Good afternoon.
Protecting is all about the first dimension of the triptych. It's all about open innovation.
This May, we will invite top 3 to embark on a journey to China. I'm one of the co-founders of Agit. We develop technology that tracks physical exercise using the smartphone camera.
So at Gripwise we develop solutions for active aging.
I'm Glooma's co-founder, and Glooma is a femtech startup. We are developing a home and portable medical device to help women monitor the breast health.
We are putting hopefully at some point, all of our data in a data lake, completely anonymized, standardized, harmonized with international standards and terminologies.
Gen AI applied to the customer service so we can better serve our customers on a daily basis of our operations. Secondly, it was the presence of the group on the metaverse. And thirdly, it's regarding sustainability.
Fidelidade is more than 200 years old company, and of course to undertake such a healthy and long life, of course Fidelidade has to reinvent itself several times.
This was just a small glimpse. I will move now. If there's any startup here that is interested in the program, you can already pre-register. And now I'll move to the second part of our session. And please, Tiago, come to the stage and tell us a bit more about Agit.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Tiago Santos. I'm the co-founder, one of the co-founders of Agit. In Agit, we develop technology that tracks physical exercise using the smartphone camera. Our goal is to create a personal fitness assistant for everyone, because exercising alone can be difficult and boring. And current digital solutions don't help with that. You got fitness apps like Kite in China, which is very popular. They offer you content that provides videos or workout plans, and they tell you exactly what you should be doing. But none of them interacts with the workout being performed. They don't know whether you do things or how you do them. So that's what we decided to change. With Agit, we actually understand what you are doing. We use a smartphone camera and our own AI to understand your movements. You are working out and you're not alone anymore. So like this young, handsome fellow in the screen, you can see the workout is being monitored. At the end, you can see all kinds of statistics about what you did during the workout. You receive feedback. But actually, this is only where the magic starts, because your coach can get access to your own workouts, and you can see leaderboards and all that fun stuff after that. We are building this now and not 10 years ago, because this was not possible. This kind of AI didn't run in the smartphone just a few years ago. Besides that, it's a great market and growing steadily. So as you saw, it's interesting for those who work out, but actually we are not a replacement for a personal trainer. We are actually an enabler for them. We are giving them more tools so they become more efficient for remote workouts. And also, actually, we give them options, give them ways to earn more money so they can provide you a better service, remote service, and do what they do best, which is to motivate you and assess whether or not you do the workouts. But with us, they are doing it in a much more efficient way. Besides that, with our own technology, we are able to embed it in other solutions and use our own API to provide this motion tracking technology to other services. One of the examples is Fidelidade, the largest insurance company in Portugal, which motivates their policyholders to be active. And you know, an active person, it's a cheaper person for an insurance company, and they motivate them to move. With our technology, they can understand if people are getting active or not. We are growing, we are reaching 100,000 workouts completed, and we have a retention rate well above the average for a fitness app. We are here to empower people for having better and healthier lives using personalized, tailored experience. No more watching videos or no more workout plans that aren't monitored. We are connecting you to technology and to real coaches that will provide the most personalized service. We created this, me and Tiago, who is there. We are the crazy ones. We are backed by academia. We are we have been invested. We are not fundraising right now, but we would love, if anyone is interested, maybe for the future, why not join us? And yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's a lovely country, and thank you very much. Please, if anyone wants to try out, join me for some burpees. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiago. And now, Ricardo, please join us and introduce us to Gripwise. A warm welcome to Ricardo, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, let me just see. Yeah, that's me. Well, thank you all for the invitation. It's really a pleasure to be here and an honor to be supported by Fosun and Fidelidade. And I'm just beginning by saying that my name is Ricardo Moura. I'm co-founder and CEO of Gripwise, and we are developing solutions for healthy and active aging. And this all begins with the loss of functionality that we all have during aging. However, sometimes due to unhealthy habits, accidents, or other conditions, for example, diseases, it's possible to have a faster decrease in our capabilities that can be shown as frailty. And physical frailty is a condition that carries high risks for inflammations, loss of autonomy, and even death. And this is a big problem since 50% or more of the elderly population in Europe, but also in the US, and also I believe this must be something that in China also occurs, more than 50% suffer of some level of physical frailty. However, to tackle this problem, we don't need to have rocket science processes. We can begin by creating a solution that is based on health literacy, understanding the condition, and based on that, acting differently in terms of nutritional support and also in terms of physical activity. And that's why we created our own solution, which is based on a smart load cell, which is a medical device right now that connects through Bluetooth with our mobile apps, iOS and Android. And after that, since this is a multidisciplinary solution, it links also to our cloud platform to be for the elderly to be supported by different professionals. So in this way, we created a solution that in less than 5 minutes can make an easy assessment by professionals, since it's based on a basic workflow, and it can be done whenever, in any place, since it's a portable solution also. And Gripwise, when compared to the other solutions, it's a solution that simply can be done by less skilled professionals, and it can be done anywhere. And it links directly to our cloud platform, in which we can make these assessments by the different professionals to support the elderly. And also connects with different hardwares, which support other data that can be very important in the future. So we see our solution being applied, easily applied, for example, in pharmacies, primary care, by the healthcare professionals in their consulting offices, and even gyms. And this is our team, so it's me and co-founder and CEO, and also Alberto, who is joining me, and we also have other talented professionals. Now, we are looking here in China with partners that can help us to understand how can we use our technology, since the technology can be applied not only for the elderly, but also, for example, for sports and even rehab at distance. And we are obviously looking for investors if we want to achieve this huge and fantastic market. So in this sense, if you feel that you are linked to this project, please come and join us, and I would like to have a chat with you and show you more of the technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ricardo. It's amazing to see what you are doing. And now a warm welcome to Frederico, the third startup of Protecting.
Tiago, my name is Frederico. I'm Glooma's co-founder. And at Glooma, we detect breast cancer at an early stage. But first, let me share with you the story that inspired us. This is Filipe. She's my co-founder's cousin, and she used to do the self-breast exam. However, she didn't have confidence while doing it. So, when she felt something in her breast, she thought it was nothing. 3 months later, the lump didn't disappear, and she went to the doctor. The result, a malignant cancer and mandatory breast removal. But as Filipe, there are thousands of women who don't have confidence doing the self-breast exam, who don't know how to do it, or just simply forget to do it. And that's why 35% of breast cancers are not detected at an early stage. That's why we created this solution. The Sense Glove is a home and portable medical screening device that detects and monitors abnormalities in the breast tissue by combining sensors, artificial intelligence, and a mobile app. We will remind users to use the glove by sending monthly push notifications. We also have a tutorial on our app where we keep track of changes over time by providing an exam step by step, and we provide actionable results. So, if we detect something, the app will send an alert and connect patients to their doctors. We strive to improve the standard of care. So it's important to note that this is just an enhancement of the self-breast exam. So it doesn't replace at all routine appointments or diagnosis exams. It helps underserved populations to get faster access to diagnosis exams. What we want is to put the experience of thousands of doctors into women's hands, helping them to act sooner and reducing the risk and the uncertainty of the disease and improving the prognosis of the disease. And yes, our technology works. We did a proof of concept in 40 patients where we got the diagnosis right 88% of the time. We got a 12% rate of false positives, and we achieved a perfect record of no false negatives. We are already working with 4 Portuguese hospitals to collect data from 500 patients. We are working to increase to 2 more sites. One of them is thanks to the Protecting program, and the other is the MUST CTC here in Macau. We also count with 12 letters of interest of important Portuguese players. Currently, we are working to finish the product development, and we distributed the first paid pilots. Next year, we want to get FDA registered, and in 2026, we want to get the European registration, the CE mark. We count with an amazing team, a multidisciplinary team of 6 people, joined together by the same mission. So join us, because at Glooma, we cannot stop breast cancer, but we can help women stop dying from it. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Frederico. That's really inspiring. And you can stay here, Frederico. We will move now to the panel. So I will ask the startups to come back to the stage. And please, Mr. Do you have clicker? Mr. Haifeng and Mr. Zhang, please join us. A warm welcoming, please, to Mr. Haifeng, the president of Fosun Foundation, Mr. Zhang, the chairman of Henlius and Fosun Kite. Please, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying the session so far. I think now is the most exciting part, where we have such an incredible group of people transforming healthcare. Thank you so much. We'll start with Mr. Lee. Fosun Foundation is the humanitarian arm of the Fosun Group, and you are involved in so many initiatives that generate and have a strong impact on society. Mr. Lee, I would like to know, for your opinion, in your opinion, what are the most critical global healthcare challenges that need to be addressed, and what is Fosun Foundation doing about it?
谢谢我这个葡萄牙保险公司的创新部的负责人，这个来主持我们今天 Beyond 的这样一个创新的论坛。复兴基金会是复兴的公益机构，但是我们和 Beyond 已经这个持续的来结缘了。我已经是第4年来参加这样一个展会了。那么前2年因为疫情的原因基金会这个通过 Beyond 这个平台，把复兴以及复兴医药的好的很多的产品带到了 Beyond 这个平台，这个包括我们原来的复必泰疫苗这个在澳门抗疫的时候这个也为澳门的民众来接种，为抗疫做出了我们的贡献。那么这2年呢，这个一会儿我们张文杰同学会讲，就是我们又把 Kite 技术今年又带到了澳门，这个带来了一个治癌症的新的一些治疗方式。所以对于复兴基金会来说，就是把复兴这样一个科创组织的一个全球化组织的很多的资源，通过 Beyond 这个平台，能够展现在这个澳门这样一个创新的平台上。那么这4年来，我觉得 Beyond 已经有了迭代和很好的持续的发展，这个已经构筑了这样一个有科创基因的这样一个在澳门以及这个葡语区有广泛影响力的这样一个科创的平台。所以在此呢，这个复兴基金会除了感谢 Beyond 这个平台以外，我们基金会非常愿意持续的和 Beyond 这个平台进行未来可持续的连接把我们更多的好的产品、更多的清仓的团队能够带到 Beyond 的平台来。Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. We will talk again about some of the topics that you just mentioned, and I will go back to you, Mr. Zhang, so we can go deeper on that. But first, I will just now move to Ricardo, and I'd like to ask you about Gripwise. Because Mr. Lee also talked to me previously about aging population and how important it is that we have solutions addressing these. And so focusing on this challenge, the aging population, your device seems quite promising, Ricardo, and technology is playing a role in here, right? What do you see as the most relevant trends in healthcare, and how do you know that you are on the right track?
Well, in terms of the trends, we can see that obviously prevention is the most important one, I have to say, because as soon as you can detect that something is not going well, you have better results of it. Just in the cases of Gripwise, as well as the other example is here, Glooma. As soon as you get it, better results you can have. And additionally, you can have other kinds of solutions. For example, in terms of the evaluation, you now have lots of sensors and data that can provide you the vision of what's going to happen based on this information that wasn't available just recently. So in our point of view, we truly believe that the next years or even months are going to be very promising in terms of how the information is going to be useful for helping people to keep quality of life and reducing costs for the healthcare systems at the same time.
Okay, thank you, Ricardo. And right now you are tracking some key indicators of this population. Are you considering expanding your portfolio of medical devices or doing new partnerships? What's your strategy for the future?
Yeah, and in that case, I would love to say thank you to Fosun and Group Fidelidade and also Lusaud that are helping us to validate our next solutions in terms of the medical devices that we are providing. We are already developing a solution for risk fall assessment of the elderly that can be combined also for other aging population. But For example, now we have developed, based on our same technology, the way to assess if someone doesn't have the muscle strength to keep equilibrium and may fall. And as you may know, falls are the most important issues, one of the most important issues when people die fast, because when you break a leg or something, it can be really nasty and fast to have bad consequences. So in that sense, what we are doing, we are working directly with the Lusaúde and also with Fidelidade to understand the prevention side of our technology and understand the benefits from it for the future.
Thank you, Ricardo. If you are interested and you want to know more about Gripwise, you can later go to our stand and Ricardo can show you a live demo of the solution. And now, Tiago, about Agit, you told us about your AI-driven fitness solution. Are you also considering expanding into rehabilitation for older people, or are you only focusing on young people?
Yeah, thanks, Filipe. I think it's a great question, especially since elderly population is growing, right? And this is overall. And it's an important population, not just because of the market, but these are our parents, these are our grandparents. This will be us in the future. So it's definitely an interesting market, comes with some problems. As you may know, elderly population is not so tech savvy, but that's changing. And especially being here in China, I've been amazed, in China and now Macau, I've been amazed how important digital is and how much it has come to the society. So I think if we think right now, some of the solutions that we present today may look too technological, especially for non-demand kind of setting. But if we think in long term and the future and who knows, even the current elderlies, definitely it's something we need to tackle. So yes, it's for us it's a very important market, something we are not quite doing now, but soon we will change, definitely.
Okay, thank you. And well, you don't know Tiago, he's a very proactive entrepreneur and he's always talking with different stakeholders. Can you tell us a bit more about this, Tiago? Why are you investing so much in partnerships and why is this so important for your strategy?
Yeah, so first I think like no man is an island, right? So you can't live alone, you can't make business alone. You only know what you know, and you need people that can provide you more information, and you need to go outside. So I think partnerships are great for that. There is always you must go. Maybe you shouldn't go like for too many partnerships, but not too few, and at the same time trying to find the right depth. And I think we found it in Protecting. So during this program, Protecting helped us make the bridge to this Fidelidade, the largest insurance company in Portugal. Inside this single large insurance company, we are finding several ways to partner and to add value. And I think this is the important part, just to give the opportunity and see what may occur. And in our specific case, I can tell you, we are partnering with Fidelidade to validate physical exercise and allow Fidelidade to reward their policyholders for being active. We are actually talking also about Fidelidade wants to provide, already does provide training for their policyholders for free using real personal trainers. And we are here to help to add on that service and improve it. So yes, I think partnerships are crucial for any company, for any startup, and only this way we can prevail.
Hey, thank you, Tiago, but it's not always easy, right? For me, the most difficult thing about partnerships between corporates and startups, most of the times are, for example, the timing. We sometimes are much slower and you are much faster, so we need to find a balance so we can collaborate.
Yes, it's true, and it's sometimes it's hectic, especially for a startup. For a startup, always wants everything to move super fast, and I mean, but I think we need to accept that at some point that we may not be always in sync, but as long as the vision is there and it's clear how we can each other benefit from each other, I think the pace, well, sometimes will be faster, sometimes will be slower, but eventually we'll end up where we want to be.
Okay, thank you. And now let's move to another critical topic in healthcare. I'm talking about cancer. And Fosun Kite has achieved a significant breakthrough recently in Macau, I have heard. Mr. Zhang, can you please share a bit more about it and its implications for cancer treatment?
Okay. Yeah, let me try it, to answer in English for the courtesy of our friends from Portugal.
Yes, yeah.
First, I'm amazed how you assemble such a panel with the topics ranging from the very healthy fitness, for the folks jumping up and down, and also to to the cancer, such a little bit heavy topic. Luckily, the treatment for cancer is getting much better over years, and therefore the topic is getting a little bit lighter. And hopefully, in years, we can basically conquer such a major threat to the human well-being. Yeah, let me talk a little bit about the CAR T, because we just launched CAR T, the first CAR T therapy in Macau about 2 weeks ago. So it's something I believe is a milestone for the medicinal history in this place. Let me explain the CAR T first, and I guess the purpose is that since so many young entrepreneurs here, like the people sitting on the stage, if you understand the CAR T therapy better, in particular, hope you can agree with my promotion to the future of the CAR T. You have more motivation to collaborate with companies like Fosun Kite. CAR T therapy basically, in essence, is a cell therapy. People may know that for many diseases, in particular cancer, the previous treatment, like the small molecule chemicals, large molecule antibodies, but all those, you can see those are the organic or non-organic, they are not living. The CAR T therapy actually is a cell therapy. As you may know, cells are the minimum unit of living beings. And therefore, the CAR T therapy actually is, to infuse living cells into the patients and to achieve the efficacy. So that's basically the CAR T therapy. And the other aspect of CAR T therapy is that, as you know, the most powerful defense system for the human being is the immune system. Normally, we've been exposed to many harmful things, organic or living, the virus, bacteria, and whatever we've been exposed to toxins in our daily life. Why most time, the human being can live, into the 70, 80, even, in the hundreds as we advance our healthcare, mainly because of our immune system. We kill all the, non-friendly external, bacterial virus, and also we defend ourselves, with a double system, innate or adaptive. I'm not going into the details of such a very technical area. But why sometimes people get cancer? Simply because we do not have strong enough the immune system. Specifically, we do not have enough T cells. The human system, I mentioned that the human immune system, basically there are two different types. the adaptive are the most powerful. Like, we get the, now the COVID-19, right? You get the, the vaccine. Basically, that's part of the vaccine induce the antibody. That's the B cell immune system. There's another one, even more stronger, is the T cell. Normally, T cell can detect the early occurring of cancer cells, and therefore they can wipe it out. But sometimes, this cancer is too strong, and the T cells, we do not have enough. The CAR T basically is that we engineer a targeted CAR T cells, and also we basically to multiply into 10 to the 6th the number of CAR T cells, in the lab. Then we infuse the CAR T back into your body and to kill the cancer cells. And therefore, the cell therapy is a new frontier of medicinal development. I truly believe that it's just the beginning of the cell therapy. And actually, the very hot topic of the gene therapy, the CRISPR type, is also just one kind of, a new kind of cell therapy. And therefore, you can get a sense that, we are just getting into the, a much brighter future of taking care of ourselves, not only cancer. So all I'm saying is that, Fosun Kite is the very leading biotech company focusing on cell therapy in China. I hope that, we can draw your interest, to find opportunities to collaborate with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang. I can't even imagine a world that is cancer-free. That will be awesome, and I hope that you manage to keep on moving on with these breakthroughs, and then you go to Europe as well. And of course, let's collaborate together. And I move now to Glooma, because you are also working on the same type of patients. But you are not in the treatment phase, right? You are before. Your solution is for early detection of breast cancer. Can you please explain a little bit better, Frederico, what sets you apart from other competitors that are already in the same space?
Yes. Unlike what already exists for early detection, we are using a device and the technology that it's made for every woman. And this is what we looked for when we were investigating the technology. We were looking for a technology that would be possible to use on every woman at any age, with every type of breast. And this was the most important thing, not only to all women, but accessible to all women. So we also found a technology that has a reasonable price, that we can make it achieve a good price, so it's affordable for all women. And this was the most important thing we did with the technology we have. Regarding this, it was very important because we saw that part of the problem is the underserved populations, normally in rural areas. For example, young people, especially in rural areas that don't have access to mammograms. They cannot do mammograms because they are too young. And even if they detect something, they have harder access to hospitals. And if we can track all the changes with our Sense glove and detect these abnormalities earlier, we can make sure that we bring them soon enough to the hospital to make sure that the treatment is the best, and we improve the chances of a successful treatment.
Okay, and Frederico, is your solution cheaper than the others that we have with different types of technology?
Yes, it is. We found a technology precisely that makes our solution affordable.
Okay, cool. And what are your plans in terms of certification and expansion, both in Europe and also here in China?
Here in China, we just started very recently this journey. Not only with this roadshow, but also here in Macau through a challenge that we participated in the end of last year. So we still don't know much about the certification space here in China. We are currently starting to work with the Must CTC from Macau, so hopefully we will get more information on that. We tackled mainly the FDA and the US because it's faster than Europe. Basically the documentation it's the same, we want to apply at the same time, but the problem is the US is faster than Europe, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Zhang, considering also the work that you do at Henlius, can you tell us if you see any potential synergies with startups like Glooma?
Yeah, obviously I can say that clearly. Henlius is I would say, we have the biggest dedicated commercial team for breast cancer in China, and also we have a wide range of portfolio focusing on breast cancer. So I believe that there are a lot we can talk about. I mean, obviously for disease like a cancer, the best strategy is that you don't get it, and sometimes unfortunately, you cannot avoid that, because for cancer, the truth is that if people live long enough, everybody gets cancer, right? And if you cannot avoid it and you find it early, right? Then you find the best treatment. So I believe the early diagnosis of breast cancer for such a, getting more and more epidemic disease, I believe that's #1 cancer for women globally. And I believe it's extremely important to have the development much more advanced for the early diagnosis. And in China, we see a great demand for a smart device that can help women. Thank you.
Frederico, do you want to answer to Mr. Zhang? How do you see collaboration with such large companies?
My first answer is, I think we need to talk afterwards. But yes, we see a lot of potential in terms of collaboration, not only because of all you just said, but also I think one thing that is also important for the development of treatments is the data we are collecting. So to get an early diagnosis and the better prognosis, we need to have a lot of data. And that's the thing, we are collecting a lot of data. The more users we have, the more gloves and the more women install our app and create profiles, the more data we collect. And we are talking about data that can influence the risk of having breast cancer, like the first menstruation, the time women breastfed, the body mass index. So all of this data, the type of breast, so all of this data we will be collecting because it will be very important for the recommendation we do in terms of the early detection. And I think, and Francisco and me, we always talked about this, all the data we'll have will be very important to clinical trials, to research and development of treatments. Because the more data the developments of treatments have, the better treatments they can develop.
Okay, cool. And Mr. Zhang, do you have any advice for Portuguese startups like these ones that want to come to China? What should they look for? What's important to enter this completely new market for them?
Not asking you. Yeah. Well, China in particular is the, I would say, the medical market, the pharmaceutical market, the device market, I think is wide open to the world. And you see the geopolitical issue get much more, intensified seemingly, over the past few years. But I believe the medical treatment to take care of patients, I believe it still remain, untouched. So I'm saying that it is wide open. And number one, we welcome, our Portuguese friends to explore the Chinese market. Second, that if I have any advice, because still it's a new territory for you. And number one, it takes a lot of time for you to get familiarized about the local market and the local regulation and everything. And second, that you are a startup. You don't have a lot of resources. You are not multinationals. And therefore, my advice that look for local partners and also look carefully for the high quality local partners.
Well, I think this is really powerful to get your advice, and thank you so much, Mr. Zhang. Guys, are you afraid when you come to China that someone will steal your technology? Because it's the same in Europe, right? How do you intend to protect your technologies? Maybe, Ricardo, can you tell me what steps did you do to protect yourself?
Well, in terms of protection, well, obviously we have the patents. We don't have the patent here in China, but we have the patent in US and in Europe. It's granted already. So, but more than that, obviously it's the ecosystem that you create in the software part that it's more important. It's more relevant. Obviously, the hardware is important, but I truly think that the mix of the data that we can collect and all the data that we can afterwards achieve and bring to the knowledge of the clinicals, it's the most important thing. And obviously, if you have the right partners to give you feedback for you to create content for them to be useful, I don't think the competition is going to be enough for taking you out, because in the end, if you have a better product, in the end you are going to have the best solution, and that's what we intend to do. And I truly think, from what I saw here, is that everyone has great technologies, but in the end, you need to have the right partners, and the right partners are the ones that make the change. So,
yeah, that's completely the right answer. If you create patents, but then you have to go after the people that are trying to copy you, that's not the important part. The important is to build together and to find the right partners. That's exactly what we want to do here at Protecting. So we are reaching the end of our time, so I will go back to you. Mr. Lee, why is it important for Fosun Foundation to develop and support the Protecting program and these type of initiatives to promote innovation between Portugal and China?
Thank you. 我觉得今天的这个论坛非常有意思啊，刚才也进行了很好的讨论。这个我们葡萄牙的3个合作伙伴、3个团队和我们张文杰已经开始谈一些合作了，这个也给他们出了不少的好的主意。我想说这个。复兴本身就是一个创业型的企业，32年前我们也是一个很小的公司创业起来的。那么，所以我们一直对全球的科创的青年的企业家表示尊重，给予支持。那么，尤其是我们和普宝合作以后，我觉得复兴和普宝的理念啊，尤其是教育，我们是非常一致的。因此 Protecting 我们做了整整7年，这7年来我们孵化了1200个这个以葡语区为主的全球的科创企业。那这一次呢，我们这个带来了3个团队，这3个团队刚才 Tiago 说了 ，Tiago 说他非常 crazy 啊，我觉得创业就是要 crazy 啊。当然，除了 crazy 这种执着的状态以外，他们对技术是精益求精的，对吧？对市场也是有研究的，对专利也是有保护的，这些方面，所以我可以说，在他们身上看到了30多年前郭广昌没有的东西，他们其实未来是可以超越现在的很多的企业家的。因此，复兴基金会能够和您普宝这个部门能够构筑这样一个 Protecting 的平台， 能够把葡语区的青创企业能够带到 Beyond 这个平台，能够带到中国的广阔的市场上来，是一件非常好的事情，也是复兴基金会的一个公益的理念。因此，我作为理事长也在这边再郑重的说一下，明年 we will be continue， 我们还会来到 Beyond 这个平台上。我们希望有更多的葡语区乃至更多的全球的科创企业来到 Beyond， 来到中国。当然，除了讨论技术以外，我也希望我的葡萄牙的葡宝的同事，还有我们这个创业的团队，还可以在 Macau 吃点好的啊，玩点好的，这个 casino 也可以去，但是 small，OK。That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for your kind words. And thank you all of them. I hope you enjoyed our panel. Thank you to all of them. A warm welcome and thank you for joining us.